What's up, guys? Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be going over my top 5 undervalued stocks for 2025. These are all stocks that I'm looking and potentially putting in lots and lots of money in as we continue to go down on them. I'm very confident in these trades, but not just the trades itself, the plan that I have for these trades. For some trades, I'm only looking for 25% on my first initial entry. And if it goes lower, I'll throw in another 25%. And then if it goes even lower, then I have a 50% and to make it 100% of my full position in that trade. And that's how I'm going to dollar cost average on some of these names. And some of the names are already looking like they're having a reversal. If you don't know who I am, I'm Bullish Brit on Twitter, on Instagram, and I have a Discord with 52,000 members in there. If you're wanting to join that, make sure to go click the description down below. We have 52,000 members for a reason, and we've been doing this for a very, very long time. When everyone's talking about how much they hate the stock, typically that's the best time to buy. Everyone was hating Tesla at $150 a share. Look at that now. It's at 400 plus. Everyone was hating Peloton at $3. Everyone was hating SoFi at $5. Everyone was hating all these companies, but they overcame everything, and they changed things, and then they pivot and they make more money. And now look at the stocks. Look at what they're worth. So in this video, there's going to be a few stocks that's exactly what we're looking at right now. That is what I'm personally buying right now. I posted everywhere that I was buying SoFi at $4.60 and it ran to $17. I also posted that I was buying Peloton at $3 and this one ran to about $10 a share price. Also told everyone that Tesla at $150 was an absolute steal, and this is sitting at $400 now. I told everyone that I was buying Disney at $80 a share price. Now it's sitting at between $110 and $115. Also told everyone that Kava was my favorite trade of 2024. And this was at $58 a share. And this one ran to $120 plus. Now let's get into the next 5 stocks that I'm going to be watching for 2025. The first stock we're going to be starting off with is Nike. And this is really just based on technical analysis and investing into a stock that I know deep down will turn around and its stock will be up a lot more than what it is right now, just by pure technical analysis and fundamentals. And if you're new here, you know that I love buying companies and stocks that I know will be here around my lifetime when they're down. I love it. I love buying stocks when everyone hates them. That is the name of the game. That is, or at least that's the name of the game for me when it comes to swing trading and long-term investing. So looking at Nike, not everyone likes Nike right now. We're just going to look at the TA right here. And I'm going to tell y'all what I see and what is my plan for Nike. So we're going to make this pretty quick. What we're looking at here is a weekly time frame on Nike. Nike is hitting its bottom or a demand zone, as I like to say, because we have used this zone as a demand before. Once right here and twice right here. Previously in 2020 and 2018. Well, we're in 2025 and we're hitting that same demand zone once again. Not to mention, we know it's well respected because we have used it as a resistance before, as a supply zone back in 2015. So how am I going to play this? I like the idea of putting 25% of my position in first. So what that means is, say if you're putting 10 grand in, I like the idea of putting $2,500 in first. And then if I drop to $67, if Nike drops to $67, then I'm putting in another 25% in. And then if it goes down to $63, I'm putting in 50% in, making it 100% full position. And that's how I like to dollar cost average. So my plan is here is I like the idea of playing a bounce to $80 to $90 and to $100. And this can go way further than that, guys. But that's just my more medium term outlook on it and places I would like to take profit as I'm continuing to load. Now let's look at another factor that I want to show y'all is the EMAs on the monthly. So if y'all don't know this, the higher the time frame you go on your charts and your analysis, the more reliable the charts actually become. So what we're looking at here is I turn the EMAs on. This yellow one represents the 200 EMA. The 200 EMA shows you the overall stock well-being, if it's bullish or bearish. In this case, we're still bullish, but we are dipping around that 200 EMA. I like the idea of buying shares around the 200 EMA because if you don't know, the last time we have touched a 200 EMA, well, actually, we've never touched a 200 EMA. We've just always stayed above the 200 EMA. We've got really close back in 2000. Back in 2009, we got close. But yeah, here we are touching the 200 EMA. Guys, I know Nike's going to be around my lifetime. This is by no means financial advice. This is what I'm sharing and what I'm documenting for my personal portfolio. And I like the idea of buying shares here. And I have my plan of 25, 25, and then 50. That's my plan moving forward. Nike, I told y'all the areas that I'll be continuing to be adding. And then also my price targets is 80, 90, 101, and then you could even say 120 or even higher up there. That is my plan moving forward with Nike, and let's go to the next stock. Stock number 2 is going to have to be AMD. Everyone, actually, this one's mixed. So more people on Twitter I'm seeing are loving the idea of loading the stock. But then you see some other people are saying we're going to 92. Well, how I like to look at this, ignore all the lines, guys. Ignore it all. This is just my TA. How I'm going to play this, though, is I'm going to continue to buy the dip. I'm going to continue to buy the dip on AMD. AMD is not about to freaking blow up. AMD is not. There's just so much fear around it right now, guys, that AMD is one of those generational stocks that will continue to last forever in our lifetime. This is like the same thing when I was telling everyone when I was buying Tesla. But yeah, I'm going to continue to be buying AMD all the way down to $92. The perfect entry for me would be around $92 on AMD. The first entry for me, I haven't entered yet, but the first entry for me will be around 108. $108 is when I'll enter. I'll put 25% in. And then around $100 is when I'll put another 25% in. And then around $92 is when I'll put the rest of the 50%. That's how I'm dollar cost averaging on this one. And this one, I'm looking for 200 plus. $200 plus long term. This is like a 3 to 5 year plan, maybe even longer. But that's my plan. And once I do have my full position down here, my plan is to have a stop loss right under this trend line, and this is my target. That's the upside I'm wanting. So when you look at risk to reward, your risk is this small, but your reward is this big. And when you do that, that's how you outweigh your losses, when your reward's a lot bigger than your risk. For my third stock, I'm going to be going over SQ, which is the company name is Block. The reason why I like this is pure technical analysis and more of a 3 to 5 year plan, but this could work a lot quicker than that, obviously. So my plan is we know that this green zone has been a supply zone in the past. The reason why we know this is because we have rejected this level once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times on this one. And then as well as 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 different times have we rejected this $80 level, and we're breaking above it now, retesting it. So if Block decides to hold this level, I'm looking for this to go up to almost 110 to about 120. $110 to $120 is my price target short term on Block. But it has to hold this green zone. It has to hold above really $76. It has to hold above $76 for me to love this stock. But I like the idea of putting in 25% here. It's a lighter term play for me, I like to put 25 to 50% and just let that ride out until we get some more volume and more momentum, and then I'll start adding more or whatever the case might be. But I like this one just because it is breaking out on the weekly time frame of this resistance, and it's retesting it. All it has to do is hold this level, bounce, and continue to run. So I'll be looking at this one for 2025. For me to enter right now, and for letting it run to about $110 to $120. So looking at the EMAs on the weekly, it looks like we're all curling to the upside besides the 200 EMA. We have to get back above the 200 EMA, which is $86, and this one's going to be primed and looking really good for more upside. So my plan is to wait till we get back above $86, and that's when I'll personally be entering some leaps, shares, swing trades, whatever it might be. But if this goes under $76, then I am not touching it no more. I'm going to let it play out a little longer. and readjust and have another plan. For my fourth stock that I'll be loading up on in 2025, and that I personally think is undervalued, is Hims. So I know most of y'all need this company. No, I'm just kidding. But the reason why I like Hims so much is because it's pure TA and fundamental on this stock. Nike is pure TA and fundamental. This one's pure TA and fundamental as well. This is a rapidly growing company right now. I mean, their earnings and all their reports look amazing, and it looks like it's just going to continue to trend higher. But let's look at the TA. So as you can see right here, we are retesting a previous resistance, but not only once we rejected off this resistance, it was 2 times. So we know it's very well respected, just like all the other stocks and charts that I've shown you. But in this case, we're actually bull flagging as well, which is very bullish. We're making a falling wedge. Once we break out of this falling wedge, once we break out of 2740, we're going to probably go back to 35 plus. So I'm really loving Hims. Now it's heavily shorted right now by institutions and hedge funds. So you got to watch out for that. But when it comes to TA, it looks beautiful. What you do or what I'm going to do is play longs to the upside and have a stop loss underneath this zone right here. That's my idea for this. This could be actually like that, because with Hims and how rapidly this company is growing, we could see this one excel and go a lot higher share price. So my plan is to buy around right now. I have some shares on it. So I'm buying shares right now, and I have a stop loss if it goes under $23, and I'll get out and reevaluate and look at other things and see what I really like about this stock and see where I want to enter next. But if I wanted to be more safe, I can wait for the breakout of 2740 and buy some calls or shares and let it run up and just have a trailing stop loss as it goes up and up and up. But this is on the weekly time frame. Like I said, the larger the time frame you go, the more reliable. So this is what I'm looking at right now, is the weekly. It looks really good with this bull flag retesting the previous resistances. I'll be looking to enter more on Hims as the time goes on. For my last and final stock, it has to be DraftKings. I really think DraftKings, as the years goes on, is going to continue to make more and more and more and more money, especially with how this world is when it comes to the betting. The betting sports world is constantly just going higher and higher and higher. People are probably about to have really bad addictions. So I like DraftKings long term just because of those reasons of the sports betting world. And once more places start regulating, then clearly DraftKings and all of them for sports betting companies are going to make more and more money. I like it around here, but my plan is I would love to buy it long term around $30 a share. That is where I want to be buying it, is $30 a share, even though it'll be under all of its EMAs. That's just a good price that I like. But honestly, with the way the trend is right now, the idea of buying right now is not a bad idea. Buying and holding for like $50, not a bad idea at all. We're trading between all the EMAs right now. It's going to have some type of squeeze. Earnings is what day? Earnings is February 13th. I think earnings will be good because it's right after the football season, or during the football season. You have basketball season starting up as well. March Madness is coming soon. But this is one that I'm really going to like for the long term. Once it goes under $30, then I'll readjust and reevaluate. But I would really like to add 25% around $30 for the long term for 2025. It's one of my favorite stocks out there. I have some honorable mentions that I want to be going over, and that is going to be Disney. I like Disney a lot as well. Disney looks like it's bottoming out right here. As long as Disney, every time Disney comes around $90, I'll be buying. So next time Disney goes around $90, I'll be buying some shares for long term. AAL, so American Airlines. This one should probably be on my list as well, and let me explain it real quick. So the reason why I like this stock so much is a few reasons. Is the last 200 EMA cross to the upside was in 2012, and now we are in 2025, and we're having another EMA cross so to the upside. And the last one, I mean, we ran up to what, $56. Well, this one we're just now crossing. We're holding this 200 EMA as a support. I really like this one for the long term. This is another honorable mention for a good trade for 2025. But yeah, that's another one I like. Obviously, SoFi. I'm personally waiting for about $10 and about 70 cents for me to enter on SoFi. Would love to see that for me to enter. But that's another good trade for 2025. Obviously, Tesla, Nvidia, all those good stocks that are market leaders. Those are all good entries to enter for long term. But guys, if you want to come engage with my community, ask me questions in my community and me answer in real time like that, make sure to join my Discord community. It's down in the description down below. You can join for free or you can come be a paid member. It's completely up to you. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subbed right now. But yeah, until then, see you guys later.